What is up, disc golf fans, and welcome to the 2023 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship semifinals. This is round 2, presented here by Barbasol. Filling in for Nathan Queen and Andrew Fish, my name is Chris German, and alongside me we have Nick Hanson. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good today. Here for round 2. Basically the second half of our first half of this event. Would you agree?
Yeah, and the way that the format works is all year the players played for their seeding, and going into that first round, people were given a handicap. Calvin, being in first place, started with a 6 under par differential. As you can see, our scores come up in our card here, but they played out their first round, and then now we have a cut at the end of the second round. Top 12 players will make that cut. So if we look, Gannon Burr right on the bubble. But yeah, I mean, with this tough course, there is a lot of stroke changes I think can happen here. So
yeah, a lot of potential today to shake up and have a different 12 than you'd maybe expect. First on our card though today is Cole Redalen, putting the steady BL, throwing the Quake, and also going to be throwing that pipeline out there today, I would assume.
Next up we have Alden Harris from Prodigy. We can expect some M4s in these type woods, maybe some M1s. We'll see some D1s, some D2s, and probably some Falcors as well.
Next up is Eagle McMahon, putting the Rainmaker, throwing the Mindbender and the Mutant quite often. I also would suspect some of those Cloudbreaker Golden Horizons from it.
Finishing out this card, we have Anthony Barela, no stranger to Gatekeeper coverage this year, putting with the CT Focus. He's got a couple buzzes in his bag. We should expect some Venom, some Forces, some Raptors through these woods. Even some Undertakers on those understable shots.
Yeah, let's get right into it here. Hole 1, 419 feet, par 3. You have OB on this right side and then all the way around the basket. This last gap right here before the green is what you need to hit. Pretty tight green, so you want to find yourself a good spot to have an open putting lane.
This is your MPO chase card for the 2023 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships presented by Barbasol. Up first, please help me welcome Mr. Cole Redalen.
Cole took down an Elite Series event at Ledgestone this year, so no stranger to winning, looking to make that push to make it to the finals for a reset of scores and basically another 2-round tournament.
I would say no surprise seeing him up here with the season he's had. Unfortunately, that one's going to be a little left there. He's going to be looking at getting a 3 at best, I would think.
Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Alden Harris.
Since Alden came on tour a couple years ago, he has really showed up on our coverage quite often, always finding himself around the top 20, put together a solid season, and deserves to be here. So, good season. I think this course sets up really well for his game. Really good with the shot shaping.
Oh, and this is looking nice.
Please help me welcome Mr. Eagle McMahon.
Still out a little ways. It might just be a layup there. Looks like he's outside circle 2, maybe. We saw Eagle in round 1 on our coverage. And he was overthrowing the basket quite a bit, so. And making it look so easy with some of these shots that he has. This one, unfortunately, kicking left. He's kind of over there with Cole. He's going to be scrambling for a 3.
Rounding out our card, let's put your hands together for Mr. Anthony Barela.
Barela, another good season as well. Found himself on chase card and lead card coverage quite often this year.
Known for having that power to throw past the basket as well, so Getting a nice roll out there from the thick.
Little routine pitch up here. Not really much you can do from there.
Yeah, like we talked about yesterday, par is good on this course, and sprinkling birdies here and there is what you're going to need. Just making sure you get out of here with par at best, or at worst. Cole laces one there through.
Yeah, it is
Probably
pretty
about 90 feet.
Pretty tight in there. Eagle, a little more space, but has to get creative as well, just pitching up. Alden happened to throw probably the most technical shot here.
Almost giving that one a bid there. Coming in close.
Should be some cleanups from the card for some pars. This did come in pretty easy. Quarter stroke under par, so I would say losing some strokes to some of the field mates here.
All right, up next, got hole 2, 366 feet. It's going to be uphill and then slightly downhill to this raised basket. Slightly left to right, but if you can throw one dead straight, you'll find yourself within the circle.
Yeah, sets up good for just a slight little drift to the right at the end. Cole getting a pretty crazy tree kick, pushing him about 50 long almost.
Yeah, once you get over that hill, you really need to have good speed control coming in so we don't have flying past the basket like that.
Alden with the flex shot. Leaks out a little left, but pin high. Should have probably about a 40, 45 footer for birdie. Wow.
I thought that was going to be way short, but looking like he got a skip at the top of the hill. He's going to find himself close to circle's edge.
Yeah, I thought he was even going to make it halfway down the fairway. I thought that hillside was going to catch it. As this looks really good from Anthony.
Oh, wow.
Wow, catching Cage on hole 2. We saw Kyle throw it in the first round, and now Anthony almost throwing it in from the tee pad.
Oh, and such a beautiful shot there. Good speed control, as you see. It was running out of steam at the basket coming down the hill. He'll have a tap in for birdie. Oh, and Cole giving it a good bid from deep inside the woods there.
Alden, similar distance and similar result, just a little low off the cage for these guys.
Eagle able to grab an early birdie here on hole 2.
Yeah, and these birdies are important. The ones where you might have a misrelease or something, your shot doesn't go intended, but the course kind of gives you one in a way, and you kind of need to capitalize. Same as like getting a turnover or something in sports. I think that's kind of what that was right there.
All right, hole 3, 630 feet, par 4, and is uphill the entire way. There is a Mando about halfway down the fairway, and then it's going to work back right at the end.
Yeah, this is where I would say the course gets a little more challenging. Those first 2 holes kind of just warm you up, but then once you get into hole 3, this is where your mental game really gets challenged. There's a lot of trees between you and the basket.
Barela going with the turnover forehand off the tee. I do like that shot shape for this first part of the hole.
And that should, oh no, get stuck right behind the tree there. We'll see if he has any type of angle to get aggressive to try to get to the basket. This looks great from Alden. Actually needs to slow down. Starts pushing the left side of the fairway.
Drifting. Oh, catching one of those last trees. If he would have got by that, he would have been down there, I would assume, putting for birdie. Fortunate miss there.
And Barela kicks off that tree and actually kicks right. There is a Mando over there, and you have to go Mando left because the next tee pad is over there, and it's a pretty... The Mando doesn't really come into play too much unless something crazy like this happens, and I don't think he knew he was out of bounds until he went up to it. And it was actually the Mando out of bounds line was one of those ones where it kind of was not completely parallel with the tree. It kind of pushed a little forward, and he was unfortunately out by only a foot or two. So he will be throwing from a drop zone. And he is throwing 4, so bogey at best unless this goes in.
Good way to get up there, though. You know, kind of hold on to the strokes you have.
Yeah, and this course will do that to you. You sometimes unexpectedly will go out of bounds. You hit first available, catch a tree right in front of you, and it's all about staying composed the entire time and know that you have an entire round ahead of you.
Alden from outside circle 2. Eagle will look like about the same distance here.
Circle's edge putt for Cole. It's a good par save.
Barela's going to get his bogey there. Good up and down after missing that Mando. So Alden will tap in for his par. And so will Eagle. Back after a short break.
With a smooth, clean shave, every day is a clean slate. So who cares if you put all your money in crypto and called your boss an idiot? Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
And on to hole 4 here. 710 feet, working right to left the entire way. Par 4 that's giving some people some trouble here.
Yeah, I really like this hole. I think this first shot kind of makes you diss down a little bit. The way that the fairway is shaped, you can't just rip a driver through there.
Eagle getting a good skip there. Should be in good position to attack. Oh, and a good kick for Cole as he holds his a little too straight, but back in the fairway nonetheless.
Little inside from Alden. Barela with the first bogey for the card. Let's see if he gets a good bounce back stat as he puts that center cut perfect.
As Alden makes good progress down the fairway. Good course design here where, you know, really just a placement shot off the tee, and then you're able to throw a bigger drive down this fairway as we see Eagle catching early. He's going to be looking at par at best from there.
Yeah, I really like shots, again, that kind of make you diss down on this first shot. And then second shot, if you want to get aggressive, rip a driver like Cole just did. Puts him right inside the circle.
See if Barela can match to bounce back after that bogey.
Looks like it's leaking a little. That is perfect.
Ooh,
Wow.
look at that. Well-deserving rewind here.
Good
That's
little
one
checkup
way.
skip there.
Yeah, it's a great way to bounce back there for him.
Alden still a little work, throwing 3. And it looks like he was going forehand roller, and he catches that tree on the right side of the fairway.
Oh, and Eagle catching a branch, but able to hyzer back. Find himself with a circle 2 look for par.
Alden will be adding a bogey to his scorecard.
Oh, and just a little short.
Yeah, that's kind of been the theme so far for the card. Everyone kind of catching front of the cage.
Cole is
Great.
able to secure his first birdie of the round.
AB with the birdie as well. So a couple birdies, couple bogeys.
All right. And we're on to our first par 5 of the day. Hole number 5, 1,052 feet. Players are needing to get over this hill so their second shot can try and penetrate this gap to get into the woods. It's going to curve around to the left here with OB on both sides. If players can get a long enough tee shot off the tee, potential eagle in play.
Yeah, this isn't the hardest par 5, I would say, but it definitely sets up for the rest of the round. I think putting 2 par 5s really early in the round, and then as Cole, unfortunately, a little right and catch early tree. Basically, I love that because I just think later down the line, the exhaustion comes into play. You put in so many extra more shots in the front 9. So AB ends up kind of where Eagle was, and that's jail. He's going to have to pitch out and just try to get to the mouth.
Speaking of that, we'll see if Eagle can correct from yesterday. He was plenty of distance off the tee, however, in the bushes. This looks like a much better shot shape here. Oh, yes, that's going to be way up the fairway.
Yeah, that is a crush. I think he can get aggressive maybe for that eagle opportunity with a shot like that. Alden missing right as well. So 3 of our players kind of pulling it a little too far right.
Is there maybe some wind out there we're not seeing, or I wonder what it could be? Seems like a pretty calm day.
Yeah, there were minor gusts that kind of came through. Like on hole 1, the card kind of discussed they felt a tailwind, and it was something they didn't really feel, and everyone kind of leaked to the left there. So minor gust here or there, but nothing crazy.
Would guess AB's pitch out there, unfortunately.
Eagle was setting that up with that nice big steep hyzer that was going to flip up and ride its way down the fairway, but unfortunately catching the trees a little high on his releases so far this round.
AB showing you that line that you need to hit with that high hyzer to get down the fairway. A little bit of roll away there, but in good position to get up and down for par.
Cole trying to match and unfortunately catching an early tree. Great flex shot there from Alden.
Yeah, Alden does a really good job of shot shaping, like you said earlier. It's fun to watch him play through these woods.
And Eagle's going to have a tap-in birdie, making it look very easy. And this is Alden now Cole throwing 4. And unfortunately catching the first tree in front of him.
Good upshot, but unfortunately not the hole you want to take a bogey on.
No, with this hole coming in, 0.39 under par out of the field of 32. So a par 5 that a lot of the field is getting. Barela still able to give himself a birdie look after ending up in that bush.
Yeah, it's pretty wild to have a chance at birdie with a pitch out on this hole.
This Eagle gets back under par for the round. So we have a colorful scorecard.
And on to hole 6, our second par 5. 1,049 feet. You have this OB corner that you'll need to cross on your tee shot. Depending on how far players want to push their drive will depend on their second shot. Some players are throwing fairways, some throwing mid-ranges down to this landing zone right before the creek to then approach the green. Pretty tricky green, not very many people going for eagle on this one.
Yeah, we saw Eagle throw a really good shot the first round with this steep hyzer that flips up and just kind of rides. And it looks like he does it again, maybe even better.
Wow. Yeah, it looks like he is in a better spot than he was yesterday. And yesterday he was throwing mid-range for a second, so. Oh, and Barela catching early, but gonna come
That
down
is
safe.
So fortunate. The Mando tree there, that was going to be out of bounds, and then catching the Mando tree and keeping him in bounds.
As you see Alden taking a little wider route there to make sure he gets past that OB there. Plenty of distance off the tee as long as you get to that corner to get up and down for birdie.
Yeah, it's when you start trying to get aggressive to try to get to the trees that Eagle got to, where you start cutting off the corner.
So we see Cole putting in a pretty similar spot to Alden.
This is a little tricky for Barela, too, with the Mando tree here. And does a good job. Kind of gets over to the top of the hill.
Yeah, we'll see how he attacks that next shot, but I would foresee he's playing for par. Oh, I like this play here from Alden going with the roller.
Yeah, me too, especially with these little hills here. It's kind of like a little not backstop, but a little wall to kind of stop your disc. This Cole goes roller as well. A little more distance. I also like trying to get as far right as you can on this second shot to open up the gap a little bit more for your shot onto the green.
Eagle with driver in the hand.
He's getting aggressive, Nick. He's going for it.
Oh, no. And he's going to trickle just out of bounds.
It was less than a foot.
That's the risk right there. Trying to hit that gap from, 460 is quite difficult.
Great shot from Barela. He should be able to get his par. Alden looking to stick the green. Try to get a birdie after slowing down a little, and this is not going to be it.
Oh, that's an unfortunate roll there. Getting to the green side of the creek, but hitting and rolling back into it. Cole with a great approach there. Gonna give himself a birdie look.
And with the kind of a backstop, it allows AB to try to throw that in for birdie.
Yeah, and a great bid there. So this is eagle for birdie.
Yeah. He's throwing 4. Yeah, he was out only by a foot. I was just reiterating just how close he was to staying in bounds there.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with his play. I mean, yesterday he had such an easy birdie that it was surprising that he went for the eagle today.
Cole finds the birdie, and he will be the lone birdie on the card.
This hole did come in as the 4th most difficult hole today, playing just barely over par.
Wow. You basically go from one of the easiest holes to one of the hardest holes.
And only 7 birdies coming on hole 6 today.
Well, it doesn't get any easier after this going into hole 7.
Like you said, going into hole 7, a 700-foot par 4 that has proven to be very difficult this week. You have OB down the entire left side. This is a hole that they used from last year. However, they extended both the tee and the basket backwards, creating for 2 big sidearms or maybe 2 turnover shots out of a player, but 2 very difficult shots to combine together for the birdie.
Yeah, it's very easy to end up too far right after throwing this first shot, as I kind of foreshadow what Cole's going to do. And then you get a little pinched and gets a little tricky. We saw Simon over there in round 1.
Yeah, if you can push that sidearm straight for about 3/4 of the flight and then get it to turn. It's going to be the ideal sidearm as eagle hits before getting to the corner. It's going to be in a similar spot to goal.
Yeah, that's tough. Par is not out of the question, but it is not looking great. AB hitting the tree on the other side of the fairway.
Our card is struggling off the tee here on hole 7. Let's see if Alden can make the correction needed. And I like this one.
Oh no, slow down.
A
Wow.
very bad roll for him. That was going to be in a good position.
That almost rolled OB. AB's unfortunately going to throw a thrower here. I don't know if he was trying to turn over or a roller, and he cut rolls OB, unfortunately. That is a tough spot to be taking an OB stroke on a hole like this.
Yeah, he seemed like he was out of position enough to, just play it smart and go for the par, but looking to attack, he's out of bounds.
Wow. All right.
What just happened? Is that a Sky Annie or a roller?
It was a designed roller. It was kind of just, throw a pass up on the wall and see if it sticks. Oh, no. Alden just needed a little bit of a flare skip there, and he unfortunately catches that tree.
Oh, an eagle catching a similar distance tree from the basket.
Barela now throwing 4. Uncharacteristic from him. And that's going to be a double bogey at best.
Hole 7 here really showing its teeth. Cole from deep. Good bid. Should be able to clean that one up.
No birdie, but like we said earlier, par is good, and you should always be striving for par and just get the birdies when they come.
Oh, Alden Harris snagging one of those birdies you talked about.
That's going to be the Gatekeeper rewind.
Alden, one of only 5 today to get the birdie here on hole 7. Hole 7 coming in as the second most difficult hole.
Double bogey for Barela's got a sting, but he just needs to keep his head up and know that he's still battling, and he's right around that cut line.
On to hole 8. 462-foot par 3. Downhill the entire way. You do have some wires and telephone poles in the middle to contend with, but really just a dead straight shot. If it has a little turn, it's going to need to fade at the end.
Yeah, one of the iconic holes here at Nevin Park in Charlotte.
Alden hitting very early on the right side, but looking like he came back to the fairway. Oh, and this looks great out of Cole here. The flip up.
Just needs to miss these last trees, and it does.
That is textbook how you play 8. That definitely deserves a replay.
Just the slightest little stand up there in the flight. Awesome to see. See if Eagle can match a little more low and direct.
Skipping a little pass, but also in a very good position there for birdie.
Yeah, it's kind of where he landed in round 1 as well. It was about 40 feet, pin high past there. Barela electing to go with the flex shot. And gives that a pretty decent bid for the ace. Imagine, this is a dream ace if you ever need one.
Yeah, this is definitely what dream aces are made of.
Alden with the layup.
Barela making that birdie look easy.
That's the second bounce back for Barela this 9.
Eagle for birdie from a similar distance.
Also looking for a bounce back of his own. Cans it. 1 under for the round as everyone's still hovering around this par mark.
Yeah, you know, anywhere from 2 to 5 down is going to be a good score here at Nevin Park.
And Alden completing the beer frame.
All right, hole 9, 580-foot par 4. Players are going to get to the corner here and then shoot down to the right. Another good 2-shot par 4 here that if you wanted to get really aggressive off the tee, you could, but playing 2 mid-range shots is going to give you the opportunity for birdie.
Yeah, I love this hole. I believe this is hole 1 of traditional Nevin Park. And this is a great 2-shot hole, like you were saying. As Cole gets another good tree kick.
Couple of them on that throw there to keep him in the fairway.
And when you line up the sidearm here, it shows sign of aggression. You want to get down the hill. Eagle not as successful as he was in round 1. He got way down the fairway, but still in a pretty manageable spot.
Barela throwing the sidearm as well, but going with a slower disc, it looked like there, and still getting quite a ways down that fairway.
Alden looking the hyzer flip just a little too low. Still a decent ground action there. You get that in North Carolina, so he does push up to a good line to be able to attack the basket.
Yeah, he's got this downhill left to right moving shot now that he's so good with.
Yeah, if he was 20 or 30 feet shorter and didn't get that slide, that would have been a much different angle for him. And with that, he's able to get about pin high.
Cole having to go with a standstill, but also maneuvering through the trees well.
Wow. Eagles got a good lane here. Just catches one of those last Guardian trees. Wow. What a gap that Barela just hit. What was that?
Oh, that was nice. You always can tell when players kind of run after this that they like hit their line and they want to see it finish.
Oh, wow. That was one of my favorite shots of this 9. That was pretty crazy. Let's see if he can finish this off for the birdie. Oh,
Man,
he's back. He's feeling it
Just
now.
like that. Let's get a replay on that one.
Good way to finish your 9 from Barela. 2 birdies in a row. Erases that double bogey on 7.
Under par is good. Just got to keep trucking 9 holes after this.
Cole catching pretty far on the right side of the chains.
I was going to say, a little body English from there. He thought it might be going out. Fortunate there for Alden. A lot of chains, but not staying in the basket.
Yes, he's still trying to just get back to even. Still have 9 more holes to do so. So that's going to finish it up for the front 9 of this round 2 of these semifinals. If we take a look, Cole Redalen with 3 down through 9, 10 under for the round. Man, a lot of green, a lot of red. That's what Nevin will do to you here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. As we take a quick look at our leaderboard here before we get out of here. Anybody's game here still to get in this top 12 and advance to the finals. I'm excited to see what we have on the back 9.
Yeah, we'll see you then.